The Pacers were the other team in this deal. They traded Sabonis, Holiday, Lamb. They traded Aaron Holiday, Torrey Craig, and LeVert. This is a new roster now, and you have these young players on this team with Tyrese Haliburton and Chris Duarte, if you want to count him, even though he's a really old rookie.
Yeah, you're not counting Mitchell. You cannot count him.
Isaiah Jackson. They traded for Jalen Smith, and Miles Turner is there. I would still consider him in that young realm. They have 2 first-rounders this upcoming draft. One belongs to Cleveland, which probably will translate over to them. Can the Pacers be competitive quicker than we think? I mean, if healthy, their lineup is Brogdon, Hallie, Hield, Turner, TJ Warren, and you have Duarte and Jalen Smith off the bench. And what do you think? Are they just going to be bad?
This team is Indiana, man. Well, last season we had our little off-season previews last summer. You know what I'm saying? And I thought like this team wouldn't be that good. I felt like everybody got better, and they just didn't get better. There's just too much of the same type of players, and they weren't good. But also to their credit, they was hurt a lot. You know, had guys with time. LeVert was in and out the lineup. TJ Warren hasn't played. Brogdon was in and out of the lineup. So you know, to their credit, they was hurt. But at the same time, you know, I felt like that's where in the draft why they picked Chris Duarte, because they felt like they would be competitive. So you get a guy like that who can come day one, he can contribute. So I thought they felt like they'd be competitive this year. Now you're in a position where, look, we got 2 first-round picks. We got our point guard for the future. We traded LeVert. We got that contract off our hands. We traded Sabonis. We had to do it to get our point guard. Now what's the next move? I feel like they're in an okay position because they have a point guard who's on a rookie deal. They have Chris Duarte, who he's a little, let me not say a little, he's older, but he's a player who you know is going to contribute.
Right?
Maybe 25.
He's 24.
24. He's a little old, but, you know, he's somebody who's going to contribute on a daily basis. So, you know, you have those 2 guys. Isaiah Jackson, he's a young prospect who you can still work on and help him get better. Brogdon's going to be there. So it's like you still have some guys you need to move, but nonetheless, Indiana, they're in an okay position because they have draft picks. They have young guys that they can build around. But I don't think this move. This was just a move to get another player to build around. And I think now they're building around Haliburton. Miles Turner has said that he likes the idea of playing with Haliburton. So maybe now that Sabonis is out of town, you're looking at Miles Turner like, all right, maybe all this hype about you wanting the ball. Let's see if you can make another improvement. He's still 25 years old. Maybe you can get a little more out of him. We know he's great defensively. Offensively, what can he bring outside of the 3-point shooting? So now you're looking at this roster and you're looking at what can we do? Like, what can these young guys do to show us, like, all right, we need to make this next move. They're going to be in the lottery next year. So this is another guy coming in. You got your point guard. I feel like Brogdon should be moved later in the offseason. But nonetheless, I feel like they're not in as bad as a position that people think they are, because they do have still some young talent and they have their picks. So I think they'll be fine down the road. They just needed to make some moves. I still think they need to get Buddy Hield off that team, though. His contract is a little too crazy for me, and his play has dropped. But I think maybe the new environment, he could probably play a little better. But I think the draft is where they're gonna really make their mark.
I think Jalen Smith and Miles Turner, that front court can be intriguing.
Really?
Yeah.
Just the spacing it can offer. I think it could be intriguing.
Well, now we could really see what Jalen Smith's about. You know, so I think
he's going to get the most opportunity.
I think this is the perfect spot for him.
Tyrese Haliburton was the player that the Suns passed on to draft Jalen Smith, and now they're teammates.
Look at that.
That's pretty interesting.
What about you, boy? You're Indiana boys.
Coach of the year.
Yeah, facts. Unfortunate that didn't end up that way, but it is what it is. Pacers have dealt with a lot this season. Malcom Brogdon was their best player to start the season. Achilles injury has derailed his season. Sabonis has been their most consistent player, but he's been their most consistent player. Miles Turner missing some time. The slime's just all over the place. So I can understand where they're trying to have a new image. You bring in Tyrese Haliburton. He's a great facilitator, efficient scorer. Has shown when he's given the opportunity, he can be a very efficient, very solid ball player. In terms of how the roster is constructed right now, you have Brogdon, you have Tyrese Haliburton, you have Buddy Hield, you have probably Jalen Smith, I'm guessing, and then you have Miles Turner whenever he comes back. What is really the difference between this lineup and then you have Sabonis and you have Haliburton. I feel like right now there's nothing very drastic. I get it. Haliburton is a different type of ball player, but Brogdon was facilitating just fine, scoring just fine when you had him in the lineup.
Well, the difference is Haliburton's like 8 years younger.
So do you believe that they're going to, if we're talking this season, right? If we're talking for the future, I get it because Haliburton's young.
I think Indiana's walking in the rebuild mode, so you got to look at like the future.
And if I'm Indiana with Brogdon's health injury, with his health over these last few seasons, you're probably going to want to move off him. But it's unfortunate given the fact that he was your best player to start the season. I wish I understood why Joel was laughing. Is because I'm praising
laughing.
Malcolm Brogdon?
No,
Wait, you thought he was better than Sabonis?
Who? Malcolm Brogdon? No.
I don't know
He
why.
was playing.
I really don't know why he's laughing.
He called
No.
him a poor man's joke because, of course, he doesn't think he's better than him. I know I'm laughing because just how Riv says things. It's funny. Because he was just like this. He was like, because he's about like 8 years younger. Yeah.
just
Is Brogdon
30.
that much older?
He's 30.
Nah, he's 29, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so I was like, he's a little old.
It makes sense. And he's probably getting some money that he probably should
21
not be
mil.
getting. So eventually they're going to move off him. But it's hard to trade him right now, given his injury history, given the fact that he's dealing with an injury right
he's
now.
mid.
But he's supposed to be coming back. He's not mid. No way, no how.
Who's not mid?
Brogdon's mid. Like if you, like you're saying he's mid, he's an average ball
I
player.
throw the mid around loosely.
Wait, you do. That's why I'm saying
Who's
that.
better, him or somebody like a Harrison Barnes? Who's a better player? Because I feel like that. No, I'm being serious. That's the tier
I mean,
of players.
it's so different because one's asked to facilitate. Like Brogdon's so good.
I swear to God, I can name like 15.
I'm sure you
17
cool.
point guards.
Yeah, I
better.
agree.
15's the
But I
halfway
agree with
mark.
you.
Oh, yeah, if you are average, you kind of are mid.
Yeah,
That's
there's
the
30
average,
starting point
He's a
guards. in the
good ball
league.
player though.
he's solid.
like
He's
18.
solid. He's
He's
solid.
a solid ball player. You're saying he's mid.
solid.
Like just mid.
All right, I just throw the mid around.
Mid with us is like we could do without him. You could do without him.
I can do without Malcolm Brogdon.
If Malcolm Brogdon was, would you like Malcolm Brogdon on your squad?
Yo, Lonzo Ball's better than him.
Not better. He's just better fitted. Like I wouldn't.
Would
I
you
would
say Brogdon over Caruso?
no. I wouldn't sleep.
Like Brogdon averages almost 20 points per game.
He's getting paid $21 million. I'm really good.
21's not that bad, and you average almost 20.
No, I swear to God, I'm really good off him. Like I would not like
25 and 5. Like
you know how in 2K they had the delete player from roster. Like if you delete Malcolm Brogdon from the roster, nothing's gonna change in the league. Like it's not even no slight to him.
I agree with
Like,
you because his
nothing's-
injury history,
No,
but he's a
it's not
decent
the
ball
injury-
player.
It's not the injury history, bro. He's just not. Like he doesn't have that. Like he's just mid, bro. Like it's like he's just not that guy. Like I told you this.
He's a solid player,
Bro, I told you this in the offseason. Indiana has a lot of mid players that if you just take them out the league, nothing changes. Like there's nothing that's gonna change about the league.
Like Karis LeVert?
Nothing in the history books. Nothing like there's like nobody's gonna be hurt. It's just like they're gone. Like and it's just like all right, like they can retire tomorrow, and it's like damn, well. You know, on to the next day. Like we're gonna move on. Like there's no shame. The NBA has a lot of players, but I don't think Malcolm Brogdon is that player where you sit there and be like, oh yeah, he's somebody like he's an elite player. He's a nice player.
25 and 5 is very firm.
I understand. Listen, you're gonna throw me the numbers, and I'm gonna listen. But bro, like I know you watch him play, you don't think, yo, damn, he's 25 and 9. I know he probably like if you watch him play and then the game is over, you probably think he had like 15 points. I swear to God. And then you look at it and it's like, what?
No,
like how do you have 25?
Drew,
like for real.
to be honest, like they're violating him right now. He's a solid player, but I think like his role that he played in Milwaukee is like a role that fits him.
Yeah,
you know?
like
I think
that
that's the type of
role.
player.
Like,
He's a solid player.
Like he's like like not.
But
a
like
role
but you're
player.
trying to like I feel like you're trying to say like he's whack though, and I don't
Nah,
think he's
not
a whack player.
I called
bro.
him mid. He's mid.
He's a good player, bro.
Bro, if you're the 18th ranked point guard in the league, come on.
The point guard position is stacked, though.
It is.
That's true.
Is he better than Kemba?
What?
Is he better than Kemba?
Why are we asking that? The
Kemba
answer's
might not be like
clean.
top 25.
No, but he is better than Caruso. You just would rather take.
I would no for fit wise. I would rather take
He,
Chris.
I
No,
think
he
he's
is-
better. He might be better than Lonzo too, though.
Brogdon would be your best point guard.
But would he be?
But I don't
a
even
better
think
fit?
Brogdon's a
The
true
fit,
one.
no.
I don't even really.
I think
view him as a true
Brogdon's
one.
like a true two.
I think so too.
Definitely. His role in Milwaukee is like the excellent role for him. That's like really good.
I mean, I think we can all agree Indiana is just rebuilding.
No,
right now.
for sure.
Yeah, I'm kind of
That's
surprised.
really what I was saying, but you got caught up on Brogdon.
I'm sorry, we was in a laughing
Like,
moment.
yeah, you
so
just try
it's
to you take like the whole segment trying to violate.
yeah, we was in a
Malcolm.
laughing moment. But I feel like can you like if you trade Brogdon today, honest to God, do you think you can get like 2 first rounders from him?
No.
Not with the injury history.
Can you barely even get a first
I think
rounder?
you get a late first.
If he had no injury history, yes.
I don't.
I
even
really
think
don't think it's the injury concern.
I'm telling you,
bro.
like he's a very good ball scorer. Like he could score the basketball.
on a championship team, he's like the fourth, fifth guy.
And Milwaukee, what was his role? Third, right? Third option. It was Giannis, Chris Middleton, and him.
Bledsoe.
No, people were saying
No,
that they
they
would have
traded for
rather
Bledsoe.
kept him over Bledsoe.
No, yeah, that's a fact. But
That's
like
a
for
fact.
that year, like it was Bledsoe though.
Yeah, in the long run, it wasn't. But yeah,
He was basically, as on championship team, he was Alonzo role. That's what he was.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I
There's
just
nothing,
think
but I'm saying that's
he's a
a
good
good player,
Indiana
bro.
is rebuilding, and
For sure.
I think the weirdest thing about the situation is that one of their younger players or one of their younger core guys is 24, and Chris Duarte. Like, I think that's what makes it kind of like,
Good player though.
yeah, he's a good player, but you kind of feel like he already peaked. He's already peaked.
Yeah, like that's what I said. I think they really thought they was going to compete.
in the
so they
grand
drafted him.
scheme of things, that's a horrible pick.
You need guys like
You
that.
lost Levert. You lost Levert. You're gonna lose CJ. You're gonna lose Sabonis. You really drafted a
At that
25-year-old.
pick, though, who was really
What pick were they?
They were the 14th pick.
at that pick?
Who
I
was
think,
available, bro?
I
Because
feel-
they really thought they made that pick because they thought that he could contribute now to a team that was gonna win.
he has though, and I think I would make that. You need
He was the
guys like
13th
that.
pick, so they drafted him over Moses Moody. Alperen Şengün, Corey Kispert, Trey Murphy, Trey Mann, Kai Jones, Jalen Johnson.
I think you still make that pick.
Same
Cam
over
Cam
Sam-
Thomas?
I'll be honest.
Same
I go
thing.
Moses Moody.
Would you go Alperen too?
If in my head I'm like we're rebuilding, I go Moses
Rib, who
Moody.
would you go, him or Cam Thomas?
Him.
Him?
But then you put Chris Duarte on Golden State.
Yeah. See, we don't want to do that. Like,
Yeah.
we don't want to do
That'd have
that.
been good.
I still think it's an alright move because you need guys like
This
that.
is kind of like where the Kings and the Blazers are at. Is that like they need a blue chip prospect and they're just trying to rebuild and go all in right now. Like really, their only young players that excite me are Jalen Smith and Tyrese.
And you have to bank on Tyrese Haliburton becoming an all-star.
You have to bank on his
That's
development.
what the Pacers are banking on.
Yeah, or just be steady and just lose games so you can get an all star. You know,
And the
really.
rebuild's gonna be here for a while, you know. Miles Turner.
Because let's say if they get a top pick, they get a Chet Holmgren, then Sabonis, you lose Sabonis, it doesn't hurt that bad.
Then Miles
Literally
Turner
fits
becomes
perfectly.
expendable.
There you go, that too.
I think he still is. I thought that Jalen Smith moves made him. I thought once they made that move, I thought that they were gonna trade Miles Turner.
I kind of felt like they were going to fire sale their entire team at the deadline. I thought that meant trading Turner. I thought that meant trading
Warren.
Warren. It's weird.
You can't trade him because he's injured.
Yeah,
Right?
I thought they were going to trade Buddy Hield as well. Like
Me too.
I thought
It's
they were
just
gonna
hard
go
to come
into a
by
full
players
fire
if
sale.
you're Indiana.
It's hard to find a good move for you know. So I think like because even like Buddy Hield, where was you gonna send him?